Hey everyone, I'm SteveRandom. Hope you all are having a great day. Today we're going to be reviewing Xerjoff Naxos. This is a 100 milliliter bottle. It's an eau de parfum concentration, and it's also officially it's called 1861 Naxos. As you can see right there, the bottle is pretty gorgeous. It has a little pattern on the back. I don't know if you guys can see that. Just on that little section right there. It has a nice little cap. This is the 100 milliliter bottle, as I said, and there's a 50 milliliter bottle, I believe. The 100 milliliter bottle is $250, and you can find a 0.7 milliliter sample on Lucky Scent. It's one of those samples where you pull out and you just kind of put it on. It's not a spray sample. If you're willing to give it a try, 100 ml for $250 is pretty expensive. That's the retail price of this fragrance. So Naxos is a nice sweet tobacco, honey, vanilla combo. It smells like a sweet tobacco, and the sweetness comes from the honey and the vanilla. Naxos consists of notes of lavender, bergamot, honey, cinnamon, tobacco leaf, vanilla, and tonka bean. This is a unisex fragrance. This does have a very similar smelling fragrance, which is Angelman Pure Havane from Thierry Mugler. That fragrance does smell very similar to it and is a lot cheaper. However, that fragrance does smell very similar to it in the opening, but towards the dry down, this becomes a lot sweeter, whereas that fragrance just kind of stays the same throughout the beginning and the end. Whereas this one kind of changes up, which is pretty nice. I would classify Naxos as a aromatic spicy. It is a unisex fragrance, but I would say it leans more masculine towards the dry down because it gets more tobacco-y, but a woman can definitely still rock this. It is very sweet and it's very sexy too. Aromatic spicy is what I would describe it as, and I would say the way it opens up is a very nice sweet tobacco, a nice like mix of honey and tobacco, and you can definitely feel the honey, you can definitely feel the tobacco, and it's very smooth too. It's not like a rough tobacco, it's a very smooth tobacco, and you have a little bit of lavender there. It's not a very strong lavender, it's just very little on the top, kind of adding more of a floral touch to the opening. And then towards the mid and dry down, you start to get more cinnamon, more tonka bean, which when it dries down, it becomes mostly sweet honey or sweet tobacco and tonka bean. And I have a dry down strip right here that I sprayed this on about 30 minutes ago, and right now it smells a lot more calm, a lot more chill, and it's pretty much a very aromatic tonka bean, honey, tobacco fragrance right now. And transition from the opening, which was a very sweet tobacco, very strong and kind of in your face, mixed with a little bit of lavender and a little bit of cinnamon, which kind of added to the opening, which made it more of a sweet tobacco mixture. And now it's a little more aromatic and calm, and it's a very sweet fragrance, meaning sweet in terms of it smells good and sweet in terms of it actually being sweet. So would I recommend Naxos? I think I would. Does Pure Havane beat it? If you're willing to get the same type of scent but spend less, I would say get Pure Havane. But if you're looking for a little bit more quality, a little bit of a change of fragrance, not something that's just going to stay sweet tobacco with honey the whole way through, then I would recommend getting Naxos. But overall, would I say this is worth it? Would I recommend it? I would say no, just because Pure Havane is a very similar fragrance to this, and the only reason why I do have this fragrance is because I did really like it when I first smelt it, but then when I discovered that Pure Havane smells just like it in the opening and more towards the mid, it smells very similar to it, I was kind of disappointed. But nonetheless, I still enjoy this fragrance. I still enjoy having it on. It lasts a while, it has strong sillage, it really does fill up a room. It's not that strong though towards like the mid of the life of the fragrance, so it doesn't stay strong the whole way through. Yeah, but it does last long, and you can definitely still smell it there wherever you sprayed it at after a while. But if you can find Naxos for a cheaper price and not pay full $250 for it, then I would recommend it. Overall, the problem with Xerjoff Naxos is that it does have a similar smelling fragrance out there, so it's not as special, making it a little less worth it. But I still really like the fragrance. I still think it's gorgeous, very good quality too. But the problem is that you can find a kind of a cheaper alternative to this fragrance, which is a little bit more worth it. So it's almost like Creed Aventus and Club de Nuit Intense Man. You know, sometimes you don't want to go for the Creed Aventus because you have Club de Nuit Intense Man, and then Pure Havane and Naxos aren't that similar in terms of they're like almost clones, but they're close enough to where it can change your mind about Naxos and paying that much for Naxos when you can just go for Pure Havane that's cheaper. So overall, I would say this fragrance is an 8 out of 10. The downsides of it is that, you know, there's Pure Havane out there that smells very similar to it, and also I wish it was a little bit more stronger in the opening. It is still very strong though for a fragrance, but I wish it was a little bit more stronger on the honey and the tobacco. Yeah, I feel like it's a good fragrance. I think it's worth it if you want to buy a fragrance that's sweet honey tobacco, kind of in that realm. But I would also recommend getting Pure Havane. So at the end of the day, I would not recommend this fragrance. It's definitely a good fragrance, don't get me wrong. However, there's Pure Havane out there that you can get. So that's been it, guys. Hope you guys liked this video. And if you did, let me know by giving it a like and subscribing. Peace.